Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Super Metroid Exercise, and this is the final video of this hack, as I pretty much went from Lower Norfair straight to Tourian, since I know where that is, and apparently, I don't know who it was, but apparently someone somewhere, oh yeah, there's stuff down here, but someone somewhere also says terrain funny. That's not me, and that's something completely different. There's another weird place. I forget exactly how I said it now, but yes, apparently there are more people who pronounce it wrong and funny like I do. Anyway, this is acid room, rising acid room, and those aren't used very much in hacks, actually, which is kind of surprising, kind of not. And for one thing, it's not easy to set those up. There are far easier things to do than spend time setting that up. But, oh yeah, and here's that door we couldn't open before. However, the rising acid rooms, or lava, depending on where you are, we use very effectively. Not so much in, like, hey, you're going to die if you don't do this room right, like a certain speed boost escape I may have made at one point for my own hack. It doesn't have to be like that, but just the fact that there's rising acid or lava or something. And I was looking for the item, because it says there's item down here, which there is. I've already been down here. It's over here, in this area. Has the wrong... The dot is placed wrong, basically. It's wrong square on the map. And then, you know, I'll get to that next. But yeah, the raising lava and acid stuff can actually be used very effectively just to sort of scare people. It's like, there's stuff, I have to hurry up. And just the fact that someone has to hurry up makes them more likely to panic and make a mistake on their own. So you really, I guess, don't have to be ultra close cutting these corners, making sure they just barely have enough time to escape or whatever. Anyway, about the item dot in the wrong square on the map. I know I was talking about earlier how I like to make things like in Smile all right. Like every block the player can't reach or shouldn't be able to, I make solid anyway, even if they can't reach it without it. But to go along with that, it's also like the placement of the item dots. It's like, make sure those are correct, because that is like really, really annoying. When the item dot is just wrong. I know, that just really annoys me. It's like, you made this, you should know which square the item fell in. And if you changed it, fix the map. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but... Stuff like that annoys me. It's like, it's a lack of like polish or whatever, or it's just like, you know, we're so close to finishing this hack or something like this. Like, don't really need this, it's okay. Just one square over. Well, no, it's not okay. Fix it. And, you know, to be honest, you kind of... When testing is important for any hack, no matter how small. If it's small, you can probably do with less testers. Like a larger hack, you'd want more testers with a variety of different skill levels and whatnot. But I mean, even small hacks need testing, and you know, you really want testers who will be able to tell you, it's like, you know, this item dot is wrong. It's like, well, it's close enough, and the map looks fine. It looks better this way for the dot to be there. Well, you want a tester that just says, no, it's ugly, fix it. Awesome. Now, I mean, if you are a tester, you don't want to be like super rude or whatever. It's like, unless you absolutely have to, because the person's not getting the point. But I mean, it's just like common sense things. It's like, this really needs fix whatever. Now, when making a hack, common sense is not normally part of the equation, which is why testing is so important. I guess making a game in general is probably like that. So yes, I go exploring for a bit. It's like, background bubbles, because why not? And again, purple bubbles in this hack really good. Anybody who uses purple bubbles in the future should use a palette very similar to this one and not have the ugly orange, reddy, glowy stuff with it. Change the bubbles around, change the whole palette. So yes, again, testing is very important. If you're a tester, make sure you try to give good and valuable feedback. Oh, yes, I was going after this dot. It's like, I was still kind of looking for plasma here. But then it's just like, oh, yeah, this thing. But I can speed boost in ball form, except it's not working. It's like, But now it works. And there's a face up there. And more supers. These are always nice. Even though Ridley is still... I'm still unsure why his health was lowered. That's really weird. I mean, it even wasn't really even lowered by a lot. It was just... Yeah, I don't even know. But anyway. Yeah, testing is important. Getting things, the item dots correct on the map is also important. And yes, it is just a hack. It's not like it's an official game, but whatever. It's not got all this amazing people working on it and all these people testing it or whatever. But you can still stop errors like that from happening in the first place. And I just noticed there was a CRE block in that previous room that I don't think I've ever checked. So if you're playing this, there might be something in that CRE block. Okay, so from here, I believe I end up just going straight to terrain. I got the little item square things, like, what else is there? There's no plasma, there's nothing. It's like, I know where the statue room is, and I've defeated all the bosses. I'll go there. I have energy. And to be perfectly honest, after Dragon, well, I guess after Gold Chorizo, you know, I'm not actually sure if you need to defeat Gold Chorizo. It may just be, he may just be there to guard that little item cache. It may not actually be anything other than that. So I don't know. And so, here is the power bomb. Now, I don't believe you need a power bomb to get to it. Yeah, those are all bomb blocks, I believe. So you can get that power bomb much earlier by glitching that gate. So if you want to learn how to green gate glitch, that might be a good place to start. And that stupid guy jumping on my head. Again, those guys super annoying. That isn't to say you shouldn't use them, but they are super annoying. So instead of going back, getting the one other energy tank I found, which would still only equal half, which I'm not sure if that's all the energy tanks in this or not. But instead of going for it, I decide, I'm going to go around. I'm going to go straight to terrain because, yeah. And again, it's nice with this hack. It's picked up more toward the end. It doesn't sort of lull or drag or anything like that. It sort of picks up more toward the end, which was nice. It's pretty unique. And again, that just may be how I experience hack. Everybody probably experiences it a bit differently. Has their own thoughts on hacks and whatnot, so Like, for instance, I know some people maybe not liked, but didn't mind YPRs much, whereas I don't like the hack at all. You know, different things work for different people. Although there are some general things that should always be done no matter what, such as correct item dots on the map, and not using red criteria's palette, and those birds need to shut up. Of course, you probably can't hear them. They're probably not picked up by the microphone. It's really strange with those birds. If we moved them, they got closer to me, and after that, I kept apologizing for the birds, and everyone says, oh, we can't hear them. It's like, what? They're closer to me, and I hear them louder, and yet I don't even know. But if you can't hear them, that's all good. Which would be good right now, because they're certainly complaining about something. Anyway, right back down here was the statue room, if you remember. Fall down this another weird map room. Back through this weird, more airsy effect room. Of layering trickery. And yay, we only have 3 statues to go. Because Kraid. And Dragon. You know, a little change with these statues, if somebody found it, which wouldn't really do anything at all, just be a little change for people who might notice it or something. The statues are set up, doesn't matter what order you defeat them in, Kraid's statue always his eye gets blown out first, then Phantom Dragon. Because that's the order you're supposed to do it. So if you have a different boss order, if you found a way to change which eyeball blew up first based on your boss order, does nothing whatsoever, but would fit with your hack more, which would be somewhat interesting. And terrain. Look at that strange map error. Yeah, there is, I guess I would say this is your average terrain. Terrain has never really been like an amazing area. Like, my favorite terrain, including games, is still, besides Z Factor, because Z Factor is the only one that's really done terrain really well. My favorite one was probably the original Metroid, honestly. And I guess Cliffhanger kind of did an interesting thing with terrain too. Z Factor is still by far the best terrain though. But Cliffhanger did something interesting where it took terrain, you're just going along the path. Whatever, like, oh, hey, this is where I need to go. Mother Brain will be here, and oh, wait, she's not in this room. Yeah, it changed things up on you, which was pretty interesting. Changed that around, so it made it interesting. Other than that, it was still pretty much your normal terrain, but it was still interesting that that at least changed. Even changing small stuff like that, it can have a pretty big effect. And that guy is just enjoying his little cage or something. Enjoying may be the wrong word. Now, I don't know about these. As a copy enemy or something that you really, I mean, yes, they're Metroids sort of to you, but they are really strange. Copy enemies, they don't latch on. They hit you for damage, so they're kind of like not Metroids, regular enemies in that sense. And you can't really affect them whatsoever, and they hurt a lot. So that part was kind of interesting. And I should have known, but there's a thing in the ceiling. It's like, oh, wait. And I'm almost dead. Hooray. Go away, Metroid. Nobody likes you. So, this room, thankfully the Rinkas drop more health. It's always good that they do that. And whether they drop health or not depends a lot on how, or whether they should for your hack. I'm sure every player wants, like, yes, give a respawning health farming things. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. It can be based more on how difficult your hack is. And that is some weird palette stuff. But yeah, based on your hack, you could figure out whether you wanted to have the Rinkas drop health or not. Or if they just drop pickups or something like that. And these pirates take a ton of hits. Again, they're easy to avoid and whatnot, but still. Ton of hits. And I do believe these are two separate Rinka enemies. Because how fast they spawn and come at you. Because if I remember correctly, that's not done by speed, that's actually done in the enemy's AI, so that would require some hex editing and whatnot. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I told this story in this hack, how I used to deal with these pirates, just shoot at them. When I first came across them in the original game, just shoot at the first one, and every now and then one shot would get through and hit it. It's like, oh. It's pretty ridiculous. It's like, what were you thinking? Clearly not much. And this is a pretty decent refill spot, because you got 3 Rinkas. And if you notice, they do drop supers, so I do recommend using supers on these space pirates. The space pirates will, I guess the Rinka pirates, they will drop super pickups. So you'll get some back that way, and you can get more off the Rinkas. So I seem to drop them pretty frequently too. Of course, when your energy's full, they have less things to drop. So this is a fairly decent pickup spot, refill spot. And all you have to do is jump. Although, I think I'm full right now. I'm like, no. So yeah, this is still, except for those Metroids, it's still pretty much standard terrain. I'm not sure how that one bounced off of them, but okay. And now we can continue on this way. Of course, after picking up some more supers. You never know. It's like, I'm going back here, grab some more supers. Just to be safe. As you know, I did almost die in that previous room. Just kind of sad, but oh well. And of course, energy refill right here. And more of these Metroids, and then these pipe enemies. Like, what were you doing? When you made this, I don't know. Pretty much untouched room. Again, those are really annoying to see in hacks. You're making a hack. Change the rooms if you're going to use them. Otherwise, skip using the room. I guess I'm just mentioning a lot of pet peeves in this video. So Item not wrong. Hacks need proper testing. Don't use rooms that aren't edited. And this room was interesting. See, at least they edited this room. It's very different. And I like it for that, even though really nothing else. But it's a neat little room. Kind of out there compared to everything else in here. And it's like, oh, Metroid. Again, room not really changed. Of course, editing the big Metroid's behavior and whatnot is a bit harder, so that's not so much an issue or a big deal. But the room was unchanged, pretty much, except for this. It's like, this is weird. It's like, no escaping this Metroid for you, you're going to get it. So the big Metroid gets upset for some reason. Like, I almost ate something, now my stomach is sick. And then of course, hey look, energy refill. It's like, why do you even have the big Metroid in here? I know it's nice not to die immediately right after getting the big Metroid or something, but when I have screw attack, you can throw some easily avoidable enemies at me before I get to the energy refill. Otherwise, there isn't really much point of doing it. Okay, so this is interesting. That's the first time I successfully pulled off the Z-type glitch in real time. It's like when I practiced it with like super slowdown or whatever when I was trying to do my speedruns, when I practiced those, but I never could. I got it with that, but I could never quite get it in real time. Except to like do a really super short hop, or whatever. So I was happy I got it there. And I'm not sure why it works. But my guess is the Zebetite, it has the, I guess, wall on the right side. That's only like a pixel short. And eventually, and yes, I sped this up because everybody's seen this Mother Brain fight a million times. But yeah, the Zebetite glitch was really strange. I think there's just like a slim little wall or something. Or you can get Samus wedged in there just enough so that we'll push Samus through the rest of the Zebetite, let her pass through. Then of course it doesn't load the rest, so you can just go on through. Saves time and missiles. So it's good for low percent runs and whatnot. And Mother Brain's having a severe case of a headache right there. But yeah, there's the Zebetite glitch. I need to work on that one. I've been trying to. Oh, yes. Some interesting things with the escape. Like, oh, remember the shoot block right above the door thing? Yeah. It's still here. So the escape is, I wouldn't say you have like a whole bunch of time, but you do have enough time. Like basically you just roll there, you get through. It's kind of obvious what you have to do here, and the pipes sort of help you out by dropping power bombs, which you can then use to show the path. That's also an interesting way of doing things like, oh, there's a path here, but here's some pipes that drop you power bombs, and hey, look, there's places you can go. And then this room was interesting. I'll just put it that way. I got pretty fortunate with this. Is you have to find that. And then you can jump up through the tiles and whatnot to get through. And then you're back here. Very familiar, close to landing site. So as long as you don't spend a lot of time on the first couple of rooms, you're fine. The timing in here isn't really tight, which is both good and bad. Like certain other hacks, they do things. It's hard to get a balance right, because you either have really tight timing and run the risk of the player getting really frustrated with it because you have to keep it over and over because they're not quite getting there. Or if you have a really long thing like redesign, and then it's like, oh, they have plenty of time actually, but they don't. There are some rooms later on which may take them 7, 8, maybe 10 minutes to get to in the first place. Those rooms, they end up, there's rooms later on where they could end up dying in because lava, and if they get caught by it, they are stuck and going to die. So yes, that was Super Metroid Exercise. It was definitely very interesting. Glad someone posted about this hack. I believe it was Quietest who first brought it to my attention. So thank you for that, and it was definitely worth playing. Very odd and strange and sort of bad tiling, but that didn't really taint the overall hack too much, so it turned out pretty good. Lots of very interesting things. Some of the boss things, I have no idea why Ridley's health was lowered and every other boss had like plus 1,000 something health. So that was strange. Like I said, the tiling was left a lot to be desired. Good purple bubbles for once. To give him props for that. Even though it should not be that hard for people to do, they still find a way to make it hard. I don't know why. So yeah, that was Super Metroid Exercise. So thanks for watching. I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing next. There's definitely going to be more races for a while. I have quite a few of those still. So look forward to those. And then I do believe there's some hacks getting close to completion, which may be completed actually before this video goes up. I'm not going to say what they are because then I'll probably ruin it. So hopefully those will be out, and those might be coming up soon. So I can look forward to that, and we will see you for the next mission, and hopefully a better item collection rate than that.